what problem or problems are you really seeing advisors have come renewal time, especially when so many renewals are in December and January?
Yeah, well, there's two levels of problem. I think it would be helpful maybe to just kind of say that one of the things that I had going for me as an opportunity in this is that I'm also a programmer. So I actually write. I'm what you call a full stack developer. I can write back end code, front end code, and I've hired a team of better programmers than me to solve a lot of these problems, or not to solve problems, but to do the design stuff. But I was able to solve a lot of these problems in code, and I was able to do things that I wasn't able to do when I was just relying on Excel and those kinds of things earlier. And so the problems that I were facing were two parts. One was I knew that the only logical way to do quoting, if you actually wanted to just forget the work that goes into it, if you said, I want to do my best by a client to quote and recommend a renewal to them, I have to take into consideration their needs. And so their needs are going to come down to budgets, networks, and benefit design, and then maybe on a fourth case is acute needs. So a specialty medication that has to be covered or covered in a certain way, those kinds of things. Those are going to be the client's needs. They're going to vary from client to client, but that's what the client is ultimately going to be concerned about. In order for me to do a good job, I have to be able to look at every product in the market in a perfect world and be able to evaluate or crash test every product, if you will, against that battery of client needs, and be able to say, okay, which of these products is optimal? Because it would happen very regularly where we'd have a carrier that in Utah, we've got a dominant carrier, for example, that tends to be the favored one just by virtue of who they are. And occasionally we have some of the other carriers that are still great carriers as well come in and actually beat them in terms of products and prices, but very few people know about it because you're not looking at it. And part of the reason we're not looking at it is because getting those quotes is far more difficult sometimes with the other carriers. And so I knew that you had to have a way of being able to get all of the data, get it into one place, be able to evaluate it against that set of client needs, and then distill it down to an algorithm that says, okay, simply just a process that says, how do these products square with the client's needs? And can I take this and filter it down to a manageable list so that we can make logical recommendations?